Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the THW Hockey Raiders News and Rumors Rundown for the NHL. My name is Jim Parsons. I'm here with the HockeyRaiders.com. We hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Lots of hockey to talk about, lots of NHL news, injuries, trade talk, speculation, all sorts of stuff that we can go through. But before we do that, just a quick reminder, if you want to follow us, you can do so in a few ways. The HockeyRaiders.com, obviously, at the Twitter page at the Hockey Raider, so go to Twitter at the Hockey Raider. Facebook.com/The Hockey Raiders, or of course our morningskate.io newsletter, which you can sign up for on the website and get a little kind of nugget every morning of some of the biggest stories that we're following in the NHL. So there's lots of ways you can get a hold of us. But let's get into some of the news right now. Obviously, the big stuff this week is Jake DeBrusk talk. He has asked formally for a trade from the Boston Bruins, and it is sounding like there are as many as 12 teams that are interested in DeBrusk. Number of teams that were mentioned here: the Rangers, the Blues, maybe the Oilers, Calgary Flames, Seattle Kraken, a handful of teams that are kind of out there. Not sure how serious some of these talks are, and not sure if the Boston Bruins are quite ready to move DeBrusk yet, considering they had Brad Marchand on suspension and some other things they were dealing with, and they kind of needed the player. But it does look like there's going to be some interest there. It probably will be that he gets moved, but what kind of trade we're looking at here should be interesting. Also, who's actually going to be part of this deal is going to be surprising. Maybe the Oilers are there, and it logically makes sense, being that he's an Edmonton-born kid, but it doesn't sound like they're actually in need of a player like DeBrusk. You know, Calgary's playing really well. Do you want to disrupt team chemistry? There's some talk about Seattle, maybe a 1-for-1. We'll see where it all goes, but we'll keep our eyes on this story. Expect to have some updates here over the coming weeks if he's not traded by the next time we do one of these videos. Lots of talk coming out of Montreal. Now, Ben Sherrod is one of the names that we probably will see moved. He is a pending UFA. Montreal is still a mess. They fired a bunch of people, obviously. Marc Bergevin is gone. Jeff Gorton has come in to take over. They're looking for a new GM, which we're hearing won't happen until after Christmas. But Ben Sherrod will be on the names of people over the holiday season and going towards the NHL trade deadline. Among them, so is Carey Price. He might be a player that could be moved. Now, it's more unlikely that Price is moved. The question here will be, what does Montreal do? If they go to do a rebuild, then Price's name might come up, because we don't know, and it's only speculation at this point, that Carey Price would be really keenly interested in doing a rebuild with the Montreal Canadiens if that's the direction they go. He's got a big contract. He's got some term left on it. Does he want to stick it with Montreal? Does he want to go somewhere where he's going to be competitive for the last few years of that contract? We'll see, but his name is already out there too. Darnell Nurse is skating for the Edmonton Oilers. This is fantastic news for the Oilers, who have been very shorthanded on their left side without Duncan Keith, without Darnell Nurse, without Slater Cuckoo. They had lost Cody Ceci to COVID protocol. They've been really depleted on their blue line. He took a full practice today on Saturday. Looks like he might be close to being able to go. Doesn't mean he's going to play on Sunday, but they are day-to-day, says Coach Dave Tippett, so we'll see what happens there. And Jack Eichel's back on the ice. He's already way ahead of schedule. John Shannon was talking about how incredible it is that he's already skating, and in fact has been skating for a couple weeks now. Doesn't mean he's necessarily close to return. Originally, it was sounding like February would be when Jack Eichel could be back, but if he's this ahead of schedule, who knows? He's probably shooting for the Olympics. He's probably shooting to be a part of the Vegas Golden Knights prior to that. But he's skating, which is fantastic news. He was wearing a Vegas jersey. That was an interesting sight as well. All right, guys, we'll keep you posted on all the other news and rumors coming around the NHL over the next few days. You can go to thehockeyraiders.com and check out the daily news report that I write. Or tune in next week. We'll have another batch of NHL news and rumors to talk about. Thanks, you guys. Have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy your hockey tonight. Talk to you guys soon.